What's going on, everybody? It is Red from the Red and Biggie podcast, giving you a game review of Hellisus, available on Steam. This is the demo. It comes out in September. We're gonna hop right into it. I really enjoy this game. The game opens up in an eerie type of setting. You're in a lie detector test. You're hooked up to all these machines. You're just kind of coming to, really trying to figure out what's going on. Here's the main character, Remy. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I'm not sure yet. This is a French studio, so who knows? But you're hooked up to all these IVs, and then you're going to get introduced to this guy that just has a really interesting build, talking about what's going on and you know why you're hooked up to this, just trying to get information. Dude's double chin looks like he's from McDonald's, you know, grimace looking. But overall though, the game is kicking off to be pretty eerie. Does give you kind of like a paranormal vibe, and you're kind of gonna be playing as, you know, a flashback sort of deal. So that's how the demo starts out. It really did hook me into the game. Overall, the game's map is really big, it looks like. However, the demo does focus into Sinedra Forest, so that's where like 99% of everything takes place. The settings, though, in this game that it shows, and just the landscape is insane. As you can see here, there's a body pit full of bodies. Here's the trenches. Gives you almost like a World War I vibe. Kind of reflects the civil war going on currently in Hadia, which was what I believe the whole map of the country is called. And now we can get into the combat of Hellisus. Here you can see the basic grunt guy in the game, tiptoeing like he's in his Jordans, you know, doing his little dance, trying to attack. Overall, the combat is pretty good. Personally, I don't really ever play Souls-like games, and that's what it kind of reminds me of combat-wise. It is very easy to get hit, very easy to lose health. Then you can see they do have instances where you're kind of bum rushed by multiple enemies. Your little companion here can do a nice little distract move. It looks like there's going to be multiple abilities that you can choose from with that too. The cooler things that I liked in the game is they do give you an ability to charge attacks, as you can see here. Looks pretty cool. The animation on it's nice, and it looks to stagger the enemies, makes easy work. You also get some dual wielding weapons. Now I'm sure there's going to be a lot more in the game. For the game that I found, all you have are the sword and then the dual wield axes as well. I didn't really like the axes. It was a little too hard for me to use, but the sword seemed to work pretty well, and you can see here the ballerina trying to attack me, and we finish it off. Here's the last type of enemy that they displayed in the game as far as what you actually fight with. It's called the linked enemy. Here they have some sort of like paranormal entity that's within the hole in the chest of the body. You do have to kill that part of it first before finishing off the like vessel. Otherwise, the vessel just continuously reheals. Now, I found these guys were actually kind of difficult to fight. And there's a couple instances where actually there's like multiple of them. So what you should do is use your companion to kind of distract the vessel while you fight the like entity within the chest. Now I didn't do it here, but it is a good way to defeat those enemies. And then also they have almost what reminds me of like a Pit-Boy from Fallout. This is kind of like your HUD, how you can look at items and kind of go from there, equip stuff in your inventory. Now, the ending of the demo was actually pretty sick. I'll show you guys here in a second. Actually, here we go. As you're walking into this bridge part, it gives you, if you were to pause it, you can see multiple enemies, different enemies that you haven't played yet, in a whole new side. So I'm assuming there's going to be new enemies when you go to a new area. It made me though want to play the game more. Unfortunately, that was the end of the demo that they let you play. So like I said, Hellisus. It does come out in September. I want to say early September. I could be wrong about that, but regardless, it comes out September. I'm really looking forward to it, and if they were to do more releases of any sort, we'll make sure to keep you guys updated. If you haven't yet, make sure to follow here on YouTube or subscribe, and then if you haven't, go to TikTok, go to Facebook, Instagram. We're on all of those. Give us a follow at the Red and Biggie podcast, and until next time, we'll see you then.